about to be 6 o'clock somewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. And we're gonna do our opening with prayer and invocation by Mayor Williams, pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, Commissioner Al Horton.
Let's bow. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all of your bountiful blessings. We thank you for your rain and your sunshine. We thank you that we have a portion of health that we can come out tonight and talk about the business that would impact your people. We ask that you be with us throughout this meeting, bless our community, guide our tongues, guide our thoughts, and guide our hearts in this meeting is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Stand and take the flag. Okay.
I want this cherry to this wall. Now, I'm over.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to welcome all of our visitors. We especially thank Ms. Beverly Delton for being here, and Mr. Williams, our cameraman, and our newspaper editor, writer, and our friend in the community. All of the above. Victor, thank you each for coming. Do you have any questions or comments?
Are you asking if we have any?
Yes.
Oh, you want us to talk now?
If you have a question or comment, this is your time.
Oh, okay. Yes, I wanted to ask the commission about the possibility of having some of these lights in the county. And I'm not certain about the ones downtown, but I think they are high-pressure sodium lamps. And I haven't done enough studying on these lights to know what is the substitute for the high-pressure sodium. It might be LED. I know the churches and the courthouse have LED lights. Downtown, all the rest of these places have those high-vapor sodiums that give out kind of an orangey light. And I have two in my yard, one on the side and one in the front. And they give out about illumination of about 25 feet in circumference around the light, so it's dark where the light is. And I asked, I think his name is Massengale, about the possibility of getting the LED light like my neighbor had over here, which makes it look like almost daytime. And he told me that they had ordered some kind of lights, whatever kind they've been using. And they wanted to use up all those lights before they try to replace and put up these bright lights. I asked the mayor about it in her office, and she told me that they are having complaints because some people say the lights are too bright. This is out at that Pure Flavor area. They're saying that those lights are too bright for the people, and I'm saying that some of these are too dark, even the street lights walking down the street. Now, I know that can be a form of security too. Sometimes you need a little darkness, but basically the street light I would like to have as an LED or bright light, and the college has all LED lights, I think. I guess they're LED because all of them have a certain amount of mercury in them. And you know, they've got halogen and fluorescent and all of it, a little mercury. So it's just various different kinds, but I don't know what is the substitute for the high intensity sodium lamps that they're using, because the light is just too dim.
Okay. All right, we'll take that under consideration and turn it over to our operating staff, and you take it forward.
I can provide a response.
You can, okay, very good.
Yeah, we are as we're replacing, we are replacing with LEDs. It's a slow process because of cost. And as they go out, we are replacing them. So you wouldn't see a change unless you're your apparatus goes bad, and at that
Mine
point,
went bad last year and they put the same orange light up.
well, we just started this process though. So the next time it goes bad is when you see
Well,
that
now,
take
will our
place.
bills increase because of the different light, the LEDs or whatever they're gonna be?
No.
They won't, it
No.
won't. Cause my neighbor's cut his back one off, it was so bright, and he has a little small one on the side, and that, the man told me that was a mercury light, some kind of mercury.
And your preference is a LED though, right? Is that what you're saying?
I want the one that gives the daytime light.
That would be the LED, right, Jack?
Yes, sir.
Do we do that for security lights?
Okay?
That-
All
The
right,
new
thank
security
you.
lights are LEDs, right?
Yes, sir.
The street lights though, are those sodium vapor lights, and they're dim. I use a flashlight sometime when I'm walking down the street with those lights.
Okay. All right, thank you
Mhm.
for your suggestion and your time, and thank you for
For
attending.
the reply.
Okay, any other visitor concerns or comments? If not, we'll move on to the approval of our minutes from both the work session meeting. We'd like to thank you for being here. We acknowledge your presence. Thank you.
Sorry for my tardiness.
That's all right. We'd like to go to our work session meeting of January 7th, 2019, and the public meeting of January 14th, 2019. I call for a motion to approve. Yeah, okay. If there are no questions or corrections. Okay, okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. If there are no corrections, we will go ahead and vote on the, are there any questions regarding the minutes? Okay, then we'll go ahead and call for the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes for the work session meeting of January 7th, 2019, and the public meeting of January 14th, 2019, let it be known by show of hands. All right, thank you. At this time, we're going to call for our activity reports for January. And the first one's going to be the Director of Financial Services, Kathy Johnson.
Good evening. The month of February, the Finance Department completed the 1095s and had those submitted to the IRS and to the employees. And that is, required each year due to the Affordable Health Care Act. We also, me and 3 other employees took a visit down to the city of Douglas to see how the TANF system was working for them. It was a good visit. It was good to see how they're doing things, and we can bring that back to our pilot. The meter department completed 690 work orders. They continued to work on the interface between their MVRS and the 2net system. Customer service completed 5,680 payments, which was 899 more than January. We had 613 payments in the drive-through, which was 111 more than the previous month. We had 46 new members register online. We had 154 arrangements, which was 20 less than January. The IT department updated servers and PC operating systems. They updated software on tablets. We started, I think it's once a month. The guys will leave their work tablets at HQ, and Zach and John will go in and do all the updates. And they completed 68 help desk tickets.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions for Kathy regarding the financial services? Congratulations on the fewer arrangements. I heard that. Very good. Okay, thank you. Electric and telecommunications, Jason Johnson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The month of February, one of our main focuses was on pole attachments. It was really more the focus on the poles that do not have attachments. So we audited the system and recognized 30 poles that were old and no attachments on them, and those poles were pulled and discarded.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Jason? All right, thank you. At this time, we're gonna ask Gary if he would come for the water department.
Good evening. For the month of February, the water department repaired 5 service leaks and installed 26 new water meters on the system.
Very good. Do we have any questions? Thank you. 26 new water meters. All right. Our reclamation department, Keith Spiller.
For the month of February, we high pressure cleaned 3,900 feet of sewer mains, installed 3 clean out boxes as far as crew. The CDBG notice to proceed was March the 1st. The contractor said it'd be closer toward the end of the month before that actually gets started. For the plant, we had a monthly flow total of 29 million gallons.
Any questions regarding Keith's report? All right, Bob?
Keep the ever-ending sewer main cleaning, it's still a lot of that grease.
We had 2 streets this month we had to do grease treatment on. I think it was Williams and Anderson Avenue was the 2 streets we had issues with. Yes, sir.
We, somehow periodically, we need to remind folks not to pour grease into the sewer system.
Is that coming from the businesses or coming from
It's coming
residents?
from residences. A lot of folks will cook grease and pour it down the sink, which is the worst thing in the world they can do.
So, Ricky Dawson stopped me the other day and he asked me about some kind of grease thing that you can buy and put in sinks.
Little strainer type deal. He's talking about a sink strainer. It would catch a lot of the stuff that goes down the sewer. It won't necessarily catch the grease because it comes in.
I was wondering what he was talking about. Into other stuff. Okay.
What are you supposed to do with grease?
Best thing to do is put it in a can and dump it in the trash can.
Put it in your trash can?
Yes, ma'am.
Put it in the
If you'll remember at the,
I know you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that.
we give out, I remember at the Peach Festival, at some festival, we were giving out the grease
Grease
covers.
toppers.
Yeah, to put on the can. Yeah, the scrapers and
Possible.
stuff.
That was a big hit for the police.
Yeah, and it's handy too.
You can't put it in your car?
I wish. I would have to go to the gas station ever.
I know.
Is it that grease that we use, cooking grease, isn't it biodegradable anyway?
It
So
is.
it doesn't hurt the
It just,
landfill when it goes in the trash truck.
That's right.
It doesn't hurt the landfill, but it hurt the trash truck.
If that was clean.
You put it in there. So it's not a good idea, say if you had space, to take it out across a field and pull it out somewhere. It's gonna drain to somewhere anyway, huh? So it's still not good to do
It's
that.
not good to do that.
So when I dump mine over in Claire's yard, I'm wrong.
Yes, ma'am. I only dig a hole.
Okay.
You've got companies anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, I'm
All right. I don't dump in Claire's
You
yard.
could
Okay.
maybe a location where you could
She sent us.
dump residential.
Okay, any other questions for Keith?
Joel just suggested we might have a public place that citizens could bring old grease like they do from a restaurant. I don't know whether,
Who's gonna tend to that?
well, I don't know.
Well, we have,
But just
We got one back here on this street right here for a long time that ran over, because nobody, I don't know what company, but for a while, it, you know, it's a sat full, that container sat full.
we don't, I've not had the opportunity to look at, you know, your fog ordinance, because it hasn't come up, so you're doing a good job with it, but, you know, you could as part of your fog program, whoever picks up your grease and hauls it, you know, you could, if you had a facility that they periodically went to haul it where they haul the commercial grease, you know, if they came in, it's just an idea, you know. The mayor was talking about dumping it in somebody's field, it'd be just as easy, you know.
I'm telling you, my field.
No, in your field, you know, and you're dumping it on your neighbor, you could come to town, put it in the receptacle. but, you know.
Does anybody know, does a restaurant have to pay to get rid of it, or do they
Yes.
get paid
Yes.
to?
Yes.
They have to pay, and they have, periodically, they have to do it.
But who enforces that rule?
Health department.
Health department, and we have a cart that goes around and checks for grease traps and makes sure that they have the proper paperwork.
And that has come up before, can't remember how long ago, Bob, but it's come up before, and I knew that they had to pay for it, and I also knew that the periodic checks were made. Because we had something that happened one time here regarding the grease. I can't remember, but we almost had to leave town.
Well, as a general rule, you'll have a fog ordinance in place that addresses existing buildings, historic buildings, and then new construction or new business. And you typically would grandfather historic buildings. You know, for example, you may not require them to have as large a fog receptor as you would on a new facility. And some facilities are allowed to have it outside versus inside. You know, your ordinance would be fairly specific. And I was just saying, it may be possible, or something you could explore, as to if you had a public receptacle. In other places, frankly, some people have taken advantage of the public's right to take their commercial grease. So, you know, it's sort of, it would be more public-centered than anything else.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all the grease.
Those are the three main food groups, right? In the South.
Okay. Thank you so much, Keith. At this time, we're going to move to our general manager's report.
I'd just like to say we had or at least I think we had a successful retreat. I think we had some pretty significant discussions, and I'd like to thank everybody for their participation in that process.
Thank you. We'd like to commend the team for planning such a successful. I think all of the commissioners, I speak freely that all of the commissioners really enjoyed it, and we learned a lot and we gained a lot of new information. The strategic plan looks good. Thank y'all so much for the reports. At this time, our agenda calls for old business, but we have none, so we'll move right into the new business. And we're going to start out with the 2019 capital expenditure report with Kathy.
This request is amending the capital budget for fiscal year 19 to include some additional meters, repairs to well number 6, and to assist with paving of Fire Station Road, total being $78,115.
You've heard the request, you've had time to review the plans. What is your pleasure regarding that request?
I move we fund the request.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded that we will fund the request. Do we have any questions? If not, then I call for a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. Okay, unanimous. Thank you, Kathy. Our next agenda item calls for surplus vehicles and equipment, and that's Penny Birch.
Good evening. Staff has gotten together and gathered a list of vehicles and equipment, and we're asking approval to move forward with surplusing that list of equipment and vehicles.
All right. What's your pleasure regarding the surplus of the vehicles as presented? We have a list of the vehicles already in hand. So what's your pleasure?
I make a motion to move forward with the surplus of the vehicle.
Okay.
Second.
It's been properly moved that we will move forward with the surplus of the vehicles. Do we have any further questions? If not, I call for a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. Okay. Thank you.
Any money in that Wells Fargo cargo wagon?
Pardon?
Oh, it said a Wells cargo wagon, it didn't say Wells Fargo.
Ma'am, where your glasses?
I forgot left them on my desk.
Okay, we're gonna, at this time, discuss the downtown rates, and Martha McAfee will present that to us.
And good evening again. As you all know, we've talked about this a couple of times, about you all possibly adopting a policy that would, try to help spur some, growth downtown, some of our commercial businesses. So, we proposed what we call an economic development rate policy. And within this policy, as you know, it establishes, two corridors. There'll be a downtown corridor and a Main Street corridor. And in your agenda pack, we have a brief description of the project where if a business is located in the downtown corridor, they'll get a 6.2% discount from the traditional small commercial class rate. And then the Main Street corridor is 6.2 discount and an additional 10% for 12 months, for 12 months. And any of the existing businesses that are currently in the small commercial rate will get a 10% discount for 12 months. So you all had that. We still need, you all approve it. Our recommendation is that you all approve it pending the review by the attorney, and also finance needs to make sure you all pass this, we can get the rate classes set up, so we'll need some additional time to do that before we make it effective.
And I think this is a positive move to help enhance our downtown economic development and growth in the downtown area, you know, and provide some stability for the existing businesses.
My only question about it, would we be poised to be able to do this and be able to afford it before the next fiscal year?
Yeah, we actually looked, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we did, we looked at the numbers early on, and actually because we couldn't pinpoint it by the zone at that time, we looked at like all of the businesses, and we didn't think it had, I mean, it is some impact on the budget, but not significant. And probably by June 1st, if we make it effective June 1st, we should be able to have the rates and have codes set up, the different rates.
So you're gonna reduce Martha McAfee's salary and?
I'll be willing to give mine up if you give yours.
It's fair enough.
Right on it, man.
Fair enough, okay. All right. So what? Vic's gonna use that for a headline. Martha's now give up salaries. Martha now team up to give up salaries for new businesses downtown. Good headline. I'll help you write the article.
Headline.
I'll help you write the article. Okay, back to the business at hand. It feels good to think that we're trying to do something positive to enhance the downtown. I'm gonna call for your position on it. I need a motion and a second if we.
I'd like to excitedly make that motion.
Okay.
Not cause I got to give them up my salary, but.
Put that part in now.
We can keep that part in there. We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the economic development rate policy for the commission. Do we have any further questions? If not, then I call for the vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. It's unanimous. Thank you so much for presenting that. Our next 3 items will be Kathy, so we'll take them one at a time. Kathy, which one you want to go with first? Financial policy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go with that.
So we're requesting that we update our financial management policies, increasing our capital threshold from 2,000 to 5,000, and also adding a section for reserve levels, giving the commission a goal of how much reserves to have on hand. And we're asking that these updates become effective at the time of approval.
That would.
Oh, go out this way?
You can't get that way. Right. Go ahead and wave at the camera when you walk by. You'll be all right.
Just to our way. Smile. All right. Thank you, Bella. I'm sorry. Okay.
So we're just asking that we make those 2 changes to the financial policy.
Okay, do we get a motion?
So moved.
Okay. All right, it's been properly moved and seconded that we will make the update to the financial policy as requested. If we have no further questions, I'll just call for a vote. All right, all those in favor? Our next item is the after-hours disconnect policy. That's Kathy.
We are asking that we add a service fee to our fee schedule for after-hour disconnect and reconnect. It's a $50 fee. The $50 fee will cover the reconnection after a disconnect. These are after hours, and this would cover water and electric. We're also asking that this become effective at time of approval.
Okay, you need it. All right, you've heard the request. Do I have any questions? If not, we'll call for a motion.
Did you say effective immediately, or, okay, okay.
I make a motion that we accept the request.
Okay.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded that we will, accept the after-hours service fee schedule as presented. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. All right, it's unanimous. And the next one is the ECG pole attachment contract. That's an inter-participant contract.
Correct.
Okay.
So an agreement we have with ECG and the way they bill their pole services. And they're looking to no longer spread that amongst the member cities, but to do it based on who uses the service and their service hours. Joel's reviewed the contract and the amendments, and he felt everything was
My other ECG clients have already voted on this. They've all voted to approve it. It's a recommendation of ECG that all members approve this. It actually probably will save the utility commission money. I don't believe that you're a large user of this particular service. So it would be my recommendation. Even if you were, it would be, you're getting billed per use, so it's a smarter way, or a smarter use of funds.
Okay.